I find bonsai a very fascinating art because there are many life lessons that you can learn from bonsai. But it doesn't just apply to bonsai, but even in art in general. Why do some great artists become great or known as great? Because they look at their art from a different angle. So the purpose of this talk is to show you how you can transform the look of a bonsai by having a different perspective, changing the angle of the tree, changing the view and perspective can create wonders. So if we look around some bonsai, which will I show you in a minute, you will see that just by changing the angle, you will get a completely new appearance, a new look, new design of a bonsai. As I said, why are artists great? All the great Picassos, Kandinsky, and all these great artists, because they view things in a completely different way, ways that other people have never seen before. I'm standing here in front of my garden because it's not raining today for a change, and the view is absolutely resplendent. But this is only the introduction of this talk, and I'm going to show you examples of the great Kevin Wilson's work to show you how, by changing the angle of planting of certain trees, the trees can look completely different. So let's begin. Welcome, Kevin, to Herons. And we have Kevin here to teach our staff and to teach myself. And there are one or two things that I felt our viewers would not like to miss. I observe it, but I don't think everyone else notices or observes it. So, he has restyled the Scotch pine, which belongs to one of my customers, and for most of you, it would be looking very good. But this is not the angle of choice for Kevin. So let me ask Kevin to talk about something about the change of angle.
Well, I would say, right, that changing the inclination of a tree and the front, yeah, could be possibly one of the major things that you have to learn about bonsai, yeah.
Do you take that choice right from the start when you come to
Not really.
restyling or styling a
I
tree?
work very organically, yeah.
Or
You know, as I'm looking at the
you see
tree,
something new, do you?
yeah. Sometimes, I mean, here I don't have the that facility yet to look at trees for a long time. But as I've been coming here, I've been seeing this tree on the bench
Yeah.
and realizing, yeah, that the angle isn't dynamic enough. So when I pulled it off the bench, yeah, I did the gins on it and then changed the angle on it. And it's such an important thing. I mean, if I can show you, right, just by changing the front, yeah,
Okay.
you can spin this thing around, yeah, and it makes an incredible difference.
Yeah, this was our preferred front at one point.
Yeah. So, you've got all of this change that happens, yeah, all the way through the tree, yeah, at those different angles, yeah. So what I did, yeah, I looked at it and I thought, okay, where's the most movement on this tree, yeah?
So it's the movement which dictates.
Yeah, and also, right, the balance, yeah.
Okay.
The way this was leaning this way, yeah.
Yep.
We have to give some visual stability here to the soil, this side, yeah. So we have this root here, yeah. So that immediately gives us visual stability, yeah. So if I change the angle, you'll see what I mean, yeah. It becomes more dynamic here, So just that, yeah, you can see.
So that's not even like 15 degrees.
No, nothing, yeah, you know what I mean?
15 degrees to what it was.
The most minuscule movement there on the tree to make the difference. The same with the front, yeah, if I just turn it slightly this way, yeah, we've got more movement, yeah. So it's one of the most important things in bonsai, yeah, is inclination, yeah. If you can get that correct, yeah, it's a big weapon in the armory, yeah, to making good bonsai.
Okay, so just a few little practical tips for those who are fairly new to bonsai. We have lots of these blocks of wood around, and please remind me, I owe you some blocks of wood that we borrowed from you. So these blocks of wood, And even our flower pots we use for propping up trees so that we can alter the angle. Another observation in nature, most of you will know that trees grow straight. They grow straight up in the air. So they tend to be bolt upright.
That's correct.
But in the mountainside, the trees will lean because of the weight of the tree, and then they come back on themselves.
That's right,
because they head towards the light again.
And you have to become a student of nature, yeah? And I think the most interesting trees for me, right, is a high mountain style.
Yeah.
So also, right, yeah, what you get is an indication of wind, you know, if you lean it, yeah. So maybe there's a 15-knot wind, yeah, blowing constantly for 500 years, and you end up with something like that, yeah.
Blowing to the side, and then the tree struggles to
and then it comes back up, yeah, and balances itself.
Yeah.
But if you've got this visual stability like this root,
yeah,
and then the apex going back the other way, yeah, to actually correct itself, yeah, it really portrays nature in a very good way.
Okay, so that's that one. There are so many examples, and you did one on the 8 bonsai journeys. Let's look at that one as well. So let's move there and we'll have a look at that. So these are the Sabina junipers that we have been supplied with someone from Spain, and they've not been worked on yet, but this particular one was worked on. So you can use some of these rocks to prop him up.
Yeah. So you can see with this one, yeah, is the inclination is this, yeah.
You want to use another rock?
Yeah, I think that's... got a little bit of a bend issue there. So it's all about inclination again.
So by doing this, you see the trunk here has a slant this way, isn't it? Then it comes back on itself. Because if you hadn't done that, it would be coming out of the pot straight, which is rather
well. And then you've got a lowland tree image.
Yeah. Okay.
But my whole philosophy here is high mountain. Yeah.
Okay. There's another example of a juniper here, which you also did.
Oh, this one, yeah.
This one. Okay, I think these pots are for propping it up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's trouble with these bloody type of junipers, though. You get these dead bits all the way through it where you've... Okay. So it's the same with this one, yeah.
Oh.
This is quite a severe angle on this one, yeah. If I just hold it, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to have real fun repotting this.
Well, I'd never be frightened about that, yeah, you know. Yeah. You can always change the size of the pot, yeah, and rake the roots down on one side, yeah, and reposition that. That'll be okay, yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, it gets a bit crazy when you turn it upside down, yeah.
This is very radical. This almost like 45 or 50 degrees, isn't it?
But the material, yeah, without the inclination is not the same, yeah, you know what I mean? It's a powerful weapon, yeah, in the creation of bonsai, yeah. Okay. Absolutely powerful weapon.
Okay,
yeah.
So let's look at some other trees. Okay. While we have the benefit of Kevin's presence at Herons, I'm going to ask him to talk a little about changing the perspective of this tree. This larch is a collected larch, I believe so, and had a great big lump of wood there. He's completely transformed it. Kevin, can you tell us what you did?
Yeah, I'm just going to go looking for that lump of wood, yeah, that came off of there, yeah. It's probably in here. Oh. And it'll give you some idea, yeah. If you can see, right, this was the top of this, yeah. It was completely straight, and it was coming out of there, yeah, completely straight. This was completely straight, And obviously, yeah, I've carved this in a high mountain style, and you can see, yeah, I've put movement and energy into that, yeah. You know, all of these hollows add mystery to the whole thing, yeah. And also what I've done is put a turnbuckle on here to bring this bend over nearer to the deadwood, yeah. So we won't do any more to it now because we've done a lot of work, yeah. But we'll wait until all the needles have fallen off, yeah, and then we'll do the precision work on the branches after that, yeah.
But the carving, if I can just mention something, Kevin has carved it so that it looks like a twirl, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
because
right.
it was
Yeah,
absolutely straight.
yeah, it was this.
So
Yeah,
absolutely straight, like a great big broomstick.
yeah,
So by carving it in a spiral effect, it's given movement to the dead branch. So that's the beauty of that. And then there's more movement on the left-hand side. So we'll wait for the development. Are you going to create more of a crown there or not?
I think at the moment not yet, because we've done so much heavy work to it. Yeah, you know, we've even gone down here into some of this live because eventually I want this root to be carved as well. So we'll just leave it for now. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I think it's probably got a reduced sap flow, yeah, into this area, yeah. And also we've made this major bend. So we'll wait until the needles fall off, and then probably wait until the spring, right, to see if all these buds are shooting nicely. And then we'll do the absolute precision work on the branches.
So for the viewers, you can see how much carving has been done.
It's a lot.
Tons of it, tons of it. Look at it.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's about 2 pounds lighter than it was.
Yeah, so much carving has been done. And of course, now that we're entering winter, is it dangerous to carve at this time of the year?
No, because this piece of wood was dead already. Yeah.
Okay, but what about near the bark where it's like?
No,
should I seal it?
It's fine. I mean, if you think about larches, yeah, they grow right into the tundra in the Arctic, yeah. So this won't affect this at all, yeah. You know, in fact, this has to be kept outside in the cold.
Okay.
It needs to be cold, yeah. You know.
All right.
Just variety, yeah.
All right.
But
and a lot of people also ask, should you wire trees in the winter? Should you do things in the winter? Is it okay to wire in the winter?
Yeah, it's fine.
No, you can wire all year round, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, the only thing you've got to watch out for, if you start to wire in the summer months, is you've got all this delicate foliage in the way. So the absolute optimum time is when the foliage is falling off and you can see the structure underneath. The other thing with larches, is what you need to do is every season go back in and cut the taperage back into them. If you leave larches to run away, they'll shed branches, But if you cut every time when the needles fall off, cut the taperage into the tree again, you won't get that problem, So, I mean, they're a great variety to do bonsai with. I love them,
Yeah, and it's only really in Europe that you get some nice larches. I've seen them in Canada, but it's not quite the same. Their larches are not the same.
I mean, they get stuff from Nova Scotia, they get stuff from, Canada, But the ones that grow in the Alps are extraordinary.
Okay.
But the other thing is, right, this is a Japanese larch, It's not a European larch, So it's a lot more delicate foliage. The ones that grow in the mountains have natural deadwood on them, but the foliage is coarser, I actually prefer the Japanese one. If we could get Japanese ones that had the deadwood on them, we'd be laughing, but we don't.
All right. While we're talking of larches, this is another larch. I think this is Japanese larch as well.
Yeah, that's Japanese as well. Yeah.
And there was a branch here, but it died naturally, maybe because it was overhanging here. It's created balance, isn't it? We didn't really need one here.
No, it's
Now again, talking of breaking rules, see, that is really coming from the inside. That doesn't affect it, isn't it? The design is perfect.
No, I think all those rules are those rules are there, so you've got a guideline, but basically, if you look at the Japanese stuff and the Asian stuff, no one follows the rules. If the aesthetic is correct at the end of the day, what's the problem?
And look at the beautiful bark on that, isn't it?
Oh, that's lovely bark, isn't it? Yeah, really old bark on that. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this little talk. Thank you very much. So if we look at some of these well-designed trees, you see that they're always planted at a slight angle. Very, very seldom are they straight. Even this one, look at it. originally planted at this angle, not coming out of the pot straight, at an angle, looking at things in a different angle. So the original designs are all at an angle.